Arcade Heroes.
Greetings, it's Adam with ArcadeHeroes.com, and we're here to talk about some new arcade releases from Cave, exA-Arcadia, Sega, Incredible Technologies, and Wahlap. So let's get into it. Akai Katana, or Crimson Katana, is back in arcades thanks to today's release of the game on exA-Arcadia. Originally developed by Cave and released to Japanese arcades back in 2010, then an Xbox 360 port was launched a couple of years later. The game was later re-released to Japanese arcades digitally on Taito's Nesica network, but with the exA-Arcadia release, it's now available to arcades around the world and in both English and Japanese. If you aren't familiar with this game, it's a horizontal scrolling bullet hell shoot 'em up involving an alternate history of Japan's Taisho period, which was in the 1910s through the mid-20s. This new EXA release is the definitive or ultimate director's cut version of the game. With the visuals remastered in 4K and the audio remastered in stereo HD, it sports the original mode of the game, which plays in 4:3 aspect ratio, and it corrects unintended design and performance issues as well as some bugs. It also includes 3 soundtracks: the original, an arranged version, then an exclusive new FM arranged version that was completed by Keishi Yonao, or Yonao. Sorry if I got that wrong. It also offers 2 other game modes: Ultimate Mode with a second loop difficulty, and the Director's Cut EXA Label mode, which adds a brand new stage and a true last boss. This mode's exclusive to this release. And then finally, the game comes with 1 frame input lag, making it the most responsive version of the game to be released. And I can attest to that personally, as I did get to play this game at IAPA 2021, where I was very impressed with how smooth it was. I hadn't played it before, though, to compare, but still, it was noticeable that it responded really well. The kit's been up for pre-order since January and is available in 3 flavors. Complete Limited Edition is the most extensive one, and it comes with a skinned EXA board, a reversible A1 poster, standard art sets in Japanese and English, Bulick's art set in Japanese, special red color cartridge. The kit's autographed by the game's director, TRP. Comes with a KV Club Store limited poster, 1 of 3 pop standee designs, and last but not least, a themed Sanwa joystick accessory set, themed after Akai Katana or Crimson Katana. The second kit is just limited edition, and it comes with everything mentioned there minus the EXA board. Then there's the standard kit, which lacks a lot of the special art and just comes with the black cart and some of these standard things that you would get with any EXA kit release. As mentioned, this is available for any arcade in the world to get their hands on, but it'll certainly work for a lot of collectors as well. Next up is the release of Golden Tee PGA Tour. This is something that I filmed at Amusement Expo 2021. I did not film it at IAPA 2021, but it was there. And so this is the latest release in the Golden Tee series, but it marks a new chapter in the game. Usually when a new Golden Tee comes out, it's just an annual update which adds more courses, maybe a new game mode here and there. But this game, it's kind of changing things up a bit. The core gameplay, however, is still the same. There's nothing different there. You're playing video golf, but it has the PGA Tour license, which it hadn't had in the past. It has some new game modes, it has some changes to the live play, and of course it comes in a nice looking new cabinet, whereas the older cabinets were a little bit bland. But this one, I've been told, has already shipped over 300 units, but shipping on this is a little bit slow just due to the supply chain issues that have been out there and components issues, production problems, all that stuff that's affecting all sorts of products out there, not just arcade machines. And so it's going to probably take this one a while to be found out there, but Incredible Technologies, the developer, has launched a website where you can track locations that are getting one. And so with Golden Tee, it's actually still one of the most popular arcade games out there. In the past, it's often sold more than 10,000 units, which these days is quite good. Next up in arcade releases, we have ATV Slam Standard, and this is by Sega Amusements. So they sent out an email this week saying that they had several games that are in stock and ready to ship, and among those was ATV Slam Standard. So this was shown off at IAPA 2021, that's what I'm showing here in that footage, and it's the same game that had been released back in 2019 in the Motion Deluxe model, just in a new cabinet that's a little bit smaller, a little bit more affordable, and doesn't have the motion or the wind effects. But otherwise, it's the same game. Runs on Unreal Engine 4, and so it looks really good, especially in person. And just for me, it takes a little bit of getting used to on the controls, but once you get the hang of it, then it's fun. Now this one is a new release for kids, and I'm not really sure yet if this is going to be available in the United States and Europe, but it seems likely that it will be. This is Super Wings by Wahlap, and they didn't show a picture of the game cabinet yet, but from the description, it's a water gun video game. And so there's a lot of those that have been out there. It's been a thing for a few years now, ever since you saw that game called Iceman by Coastal Amusements, and I think the Chinese developer was Ace Amusements, but I can't remember that. It's a little hard to track some of the Chinese developers at times. Either way, this is a new entry in that class of machine, and so you'll have real water spraying at the screen, and of course it doesn't use water sensors to tell where the control's pointing at. It uses your typical potentiometers built into the guns, but it still has a stream of water to give it that different, unique effect that you don't get at home. It also seems to imply that it'll have a card vending system, although I'm not sure if that's just digital or if they'll have real cards, but the trailer does seem to imply real cards will be vended with the play. And it also has a lever, which is pulled at certain points in the gameplay to do things. So that wraps up the latest releases in the arcade amusement industry. And so stay tuned for more, as next month in March, from when I'm filming this, it is Amusement Expo 2022, and that's taking place in Las Vegas. And I will be there to check out anything new that's showing up. And I do know for certain that Raw Thrills is going to unveil a new game there. It might be Furious, which I've covered on the blog a couple of times, which has been seen on Location Test. Could also theoretically be Tecmo Bowl 2022, although I'm kind of wondering if that might have been canceled at this point, because since the Super Bowl just happened and there was no announcement, then I'm guessing maybe they don't have that along anymore. Not sure. And I've also heard rumor of another game that is attached to a pretty big license, that until I hear more about that, I'll just hold my tongue. But either way, there will at least be that at Amusement Expo, and I'm sure there'll be some other things. So again, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.